Imagine yourself on a summer morning, the sun rising lazily over the horizon, radiating its soft, golden light. This light, which warms us and fills us with energy, is one of nature's greatest gifts. Now imagine that, at that moment when the sun touches your skin, something extraordinary is happening inside your body. It is synthesizing vitamin D, an essential nutrient for health that, without many people realizing, acts as a true invisible fortress, protecting and strengthening the body. But what makes this vitamin so important? Why do we talk about it so much, and, at the same time, why do so many people neglect it? The answer to these questions takes us on a fascinating journey through the human body and its most basic needs. Vitamin D is much more than just a nutrient. It is a vital ally that participates in complex biological processes that keep us functioning, even when we don't realize it. Before we continue and to continue following all my videos, don't forget to like, subscribe to the channel and activate the notification bell. This way, you don't miss anything new, and it helps me bring you more amazing content. To begin to understand the true magnitude of its importance, we need to look inside at our bones. From childhood, we are taught that calcium is essential for the growth and strengthening of bones. But what often goes unnoticed is that without vitamin D, calcium cannot be properly absorbed. Without it, bones become fragile, prone to fractures and deformities. Now, imagine an elderly person in their 70s or 80s who has not been adequately exposed to the sun or who has not taken the necessary vitamin D supplementation throughout their life. This person has a much greater chance of developing osteoporosis, a silent and devastating disease that compromises bone structure and increases the risk of falls and serious fractures. Think of a 75-year-old woman, active, independent, who loves gardening and taking her morning walks. One day, when she gets out of bed, she feels a sharp pain in her back. Something is wrong. As the days go by, this pain increases, and movements that were once simple, such as bending over to get a cup from the cupboard or going down the stairs, become a painful challenge. This lady, without knowing it, may be suffering from a fracture caused by bone fragility, a direct consequence of the vitamin D deficiency that began to set in many years ago, silently and insidiously. But the impact of vitamin D goes far beyond bone health. This nutrient is like a master key that unlocks several processes in our body, and one of the most important is strengthening the immune system. When we think about immunity, it is common to associate it with good nutrition, regular exercise, and perhaps some extra vitamins. What many don't know is that vitamin D is a fundamental piece of this puzzle. It is able to regulate the immune response, helping the body fight infections and diseases. Now, imagine a world where viruses and bacteria are increasingly resistant, where new diseases emerge all the time. For those who have a compromised immune system, such as the elderly, this is an even more worrying scenario. With age, the body naturally loses some of its ability to fight infections. And that's where vitamin D comes in. Recent studies have shown that people with adequate vitamin D levels have a significantly lower risk of developing serious complications from respiratory infections, such as pneumonia. In times of pandemic, the role of vitamin D became even more evident, as people deficient in this nutrient had weaker immune responses against viral diseases. Consider a 68-year-old man who has always been active, but as the years went by, he began spending more time indoors, watching television or reading. He exposes himself less and less to the sun, without realizing that his vitamin D levels are decreasing drastically. He once catches a common cold, but because he has low levels of vitamin D, his body is unable to react properly. What could have been a simple flu turns into a serious respiratory infection, leaving him hospitalized for weeks. All of this could have been avoided with a simple daily walk in the sun or, if necessary, with regular vitamin D supplementation. And it doesn't stop there. Let's now move on to the brain. that complex organ that gives us consciousness, memory, and the ability to think. Did you know that vitamin D also plays a crucial role in mental health? Studies have shown a relationship between vitamin D deficiency and the development of neurodegenerative diseases, such as Alzheimer's and Parkinson's. Additionally, low levels of vitamin D are associated with a higher risk of depression and cognitive decline. Imagine what it would be like to live longer, with a lucid and active mind, capable of remembering the most special moments in life. Vitamin D may help preserve this ability by protecting brain cells against damage and inflammation that can lead to these disorders. Returning to our 75-year-old lady, imagine if she, throughout her life, had maintained adequate levels of vitamin D. Perhaps, in addition to avoiding bone problems, she would also have prevented mental decline. Perhaps she was now sitting in the garden, reading her favorite books, with a sharp memory and a mind as active as when she was 40 years old. What makes vitamin D so fascinating is its accessibility. Unlike other nutrients that we need to look for in exotic foods or expensive supplements, vitamin D is there, within everyone's reach, in something as simple as sunlight. 15 to 30 minutes of daily sun exposure is enough, at appropriate times, so that our body produces the necessary amount of this nutrient. However, due to our modern lifestyle, we spend more and more time indoors, away from contact with nature. Additionally, excessive use of sunscreen, although essential for preventing skin cancer, can block the natural production of vitamin D. And as if that weren't enough, as we age, our body becomes less efficient in producing vitamin D. The skin of the elderly, for example, loses part of its ability to synthesize this vitamin from sunlight, which causes, even when exposed to the sun, many of them still have disabilities. This explains why supplementation becomes so important for this age group. But here's the key point. Supplementation needs to be done responsibly. Although vitamin D deficiency is harmful, too much can also cause harm. Excessive consumption of vitamin D can lead to an accumulation of calcium in the kidneys, causing serious complications such as kidney stones and even kidney failure. Therefore, it is essential that supplementation is guided by a doctor who can monitor vitamin D levels in the blood and adjust the doses necessary. Imagine now a society where everyone is aware of the importance of vitamin D. Where children grow up playing in the sun, adults go for walks outdoors, and the elderly keep their vitamin D levels under control with adequate supplementation and medical guidance. In this scenario, we would see a healthier population with strong bones, robust immune systems, and sharp minds, even into old age. Vitamin D, often forgotten, is a true gift from nature, accessible and powerful. It can be the difference between an active old age and independent or a life limited by pain, fractures, and illnesses. Every time the sun touches your skin, remember that you are receiving more than heat and light. You are nourishing your body from the inside out, strengthening your bones, your immunity, your brain. Vitamin D is the invisible fuel that keeps our body's engine running smoothly throughout life. Now tell me if you already knew the importance of vitamin D in our lives. Leave your comment below. Tell me which city you're watching this video from, and don't forget to support it with a like. Subscribe to the channel and activate the notification bell so you don't miss any news. Until the next video,